Garou, the human monster and self-proclaimed ultimate evil, versus Godspeed, the twisted speedster and self-proclaimed god of speed. In a world full of heroes, you're bound to also see villains to oppose them. But what if instead of just the usual crimes expected of these villains, they hunted these heroes? Whether it's for fun or some twisted philosophy they possess, they are not to be messed with. Welcome to Danny Boy's Fight Club, the series where yours truly pits two fictional characters against each other in a hypothetical battle to the death. Today we will have one of the fights of all time. Who doesn't love a good superhero story? The fantasy where the evil supervillain is brought to justice thanks to the brave and valiant cape-wearing hero with superhuman abilities. Or maybe it's just that. A fantasy. Because think about it, how many crimes would superheroes actually stop? And at what cost? This line of thinking ran through the mind of a troubled young boy named Garou. After standing up to some bullies, he was ridiculed and accused of being a monster, being told that within society, the popular good people can be bullies while the social outcasts cannot. This didn't sit right with young Garou. It made him question the double standards of society and if this hero system was really all that effective. This sparked something deep inside Garou. He was going to be a supervillain that won over the heroes, a subversion of the expectations placed upon him by society. And thus began his journey. Garou began training under the martial art master Silver Fang, who taught him in the way of Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. Try saying that 10 times fast. Garou was incredibly prestigious in this art and quickly became one of Silver Fang's top disciples, before getting expelled from his dojo for brutally beating the living snot out of his classmates. So he began going around picking fights with heroes, and absolutely demolishing them. Well, most of them. From assault to property damage to his most evil crime of all, dining and dashing, Garou was dead set on achieving his goals. His tenacity caught the eye of the Hero Association, who referred to him as the human monster. And it's no secret why, seeing how tough he is. Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist is an art that has been compared to real-life Tai Chi, with how it concentrates the flow of life force through your body into your fists. Masters of this art can greatly amplify their physical abilities, instinctively react to oncoming attacks, and even reflect damage onto their opponents. Garou himself is also a careful tactician, capable of exploiting an opponent's weaknesses and adapting to their fighting style. He can even give people the Kenshiro treatment, hitting pressure points in their bodies to disable them in the heat of battle. With power like that, it's no wonder he was able to take on multiple enemies at once. And as his will to become the ultimate monster increased, his appearance began changing as well. Hey, this gives me an idea. However, perhaps Garou's deadliest ability is growth. As Garou fights, his physical strength skyrockets to keep up with his opponents. This growth took a physical toll on his body, changing his appearance over time. It wasn't until he was pushed to his absolute limit by a bunch of A-class heroes, including his former master, that he awakened his next form. Monster-fied Garou was a whole new threat, able to take on A-ranked threats like Sage Centipede, who was able to turn his entire body into a giant drill. By measuring his size and taking into account the fact that a drill spins at around 4,000 revolutions per minute, we can determine that this drill attack was outputting a force of 116 gigatons of TNT, and Garou literally chopped this thing clean in half. And even if his opponent is tougher, Garou can ignore conventional durability with Fist of Roaring Ki rendering air, which sends shockwaves through an opponent's body to damage their internal organs directly. This is especially terrifying given how fast he is. Take the time he fought Take the time he fought Platinum Spearman moved fast enough to create this giant constellation in 1.3 milliseconds, making him easily faster than light. Despite his constant exponential growth, Saitama proved to be a roadblock that was unbeatable. Garou just could not take down the bald hero. However, Literal God would come disguised as Silver Fang to offer him the power to beat Saitama. After accidentally receiving it from trying to slap his hand away, Garou was almost knocked out due to the intensity of the power that flowed through him. And thus, he awakened. After gaining awareness of the power of the universe, Cosmic Fear Garou was born. His raw power was immense, now being able to match Saitama blow for blow and learn his techniques just by seeing them. Garou's attacks were even compared to real-life gamma ray blasts. For those who don't know, a gamma ray blast is a cosmic event characterized by an immense amount of gamma ray radiation, and occurs during the collapsing of stars. The strongest of these ever recorded had an output of 12 kilofo of energy, enough to nuke an entire solar system. Genos, one of Saitama's friends, retaliated by headbutting him, before promptly getting impaled through the chest, killing him off. Saitama was obviously not very happy about that, so they clashed once more. Their power was so great that it was going to annihilate the planet, an event that the hero Blast, with some additional help, redirected away from Earth. After copying Saitama's serious punch, their clash resulted in countless stars disappearing from the sky, a force equal to over 12 million foe. And given Garou's ability to grow exponentially through his battles, it's likely he could get even stronger than this. Before getting caught off guard by Saitama, who traveled back to Earth by farting. After being defeated by the bald hero, Garou realized he had become exactly what he thought his own worldview would prevent. To prevent this bleak reality from happening, he showed Saitama how to manipulate his own subatomic particles to travel back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. Wait, no, I mean beat Garou before he had the chance to kill everyone. Garou promptly got beaten for his crimes by the S-Class heroes. However, a kid named Tario intervened. This kid was one of the few people who had shown faith in Garou. After being spared, Garou ran off to start life anew, realizing it was far better to use his powers for good than to hurt others. Whether he wanted to admit it or not, Garou was ultimately a far better hero than he was a villain. He had saved far more people than any of the heroes had, and never once did he actually kill someone. Intentionally. Maybe that was the real lesson all along. If you want to make the world a better place, just take a look at yourself and make a change. Barry Allen, the fastest man alive, the Flash. You know him, you love him. However, before he was one of the icons of DC, Barry worked a humble job as a detective alongside his good friend August Hart. Their lives as detectives were going pretty well, until one day August's brother was fatally shot. Desperate to bring justice to the man responsible, August, alongside help from Barry, did everything in his power to find the killer. And he was successful in finding the evidence, revealing the man responsible as Billy Parks. However, before Parks had the chance to go to court, lightning hit Barry's lab, destroying all the evidence and putting Barry in a coma. Without substantial evidence against Parks, the case was closed, and August was devastated. Around the time when Barry recovered from his coma and awakened his super speed, August was investigating a case in which technology had been stolen by a shady organization. However, due to the sketchy experiments said organization was conducting, a storm began. And not just any storm, but an otherworldly phenomena known as a Speed Force storm. August would be struck, and thus causing the awakening of his powers. As soon as August gained these abilities, he realized the legal system was pointless. They never once had helped him in bringing justice to the man who murdered his brother, and now there was just nothing stopping him from taking matters into his own hands. From there, August became a self-proclaimed vigilante, and thus adopted the name of Godspeed. He began a violent campaign against other speedsters, spreading what he believed to be true justice. And since Barry was the one who trained August on how to use his powers, you can imagine he was shocked to find out that Godspeed was actually August. He then promptly got folded in their fight. And of course, he couldn't do it without some good old superhuman speed. But not just any super speed. Godspeed can tap into the Speed Force, a cosmic extra-dimensional force that powers speedsters such as Alan, Thwain, and Zolomon. Not only could he run fast, August could also steal and drain Speed Force from other speedsters, essentially turning himself into a massively faster-than-light vampire. Oh, yeah, and when he drains them of their speed, they just die. Being a DC speedster, Godspeed is incredibly hard to hit. He easily surpasses Lightspeed and can consistently keep up with Barry, who is able to react in a femtosecond. What the heck is a femtosecond? It gets crazier. Godspeed can generate electricity, duplicate himself through sheer speed, and vibrate the particles in his body to phase through any material. He can even do a little trick known as the infinite mass punch, an attack that uses the law of relativity to let Speed Force users punch with the force of a collapsing star, which is equivalent to 8 foes of TNT. Trying to describe Godspeed's power through numbers is not possible. To put it simple, the speed that Speed Force provides is immeasurable, allowing users to run fast enough to travel through time. The Speed Force is so powerful that users like Barry can contend with, I don't know, a Superman? You know, that guy that literally considers the concepts of time and space to have lost their meaning? Due to Godspeed stealing and absorbing Speed Force from other speedsters, it took a combined effort for Barry to catch up with him. However, despite his incredibly violent nature, August still genuinely saw Barry and himself as the good guys. All the things he did, all the death and destruction he spread around was in the best interest of the general public. He would even help Barry take down various enemies over the years, like Gorilla Grodd and Paradox, another powerful speedster who he served as a double agent for. This culminated on one fateful day when good old Eobard Twain came and murdered him. Obviously not very happy about this, Barry would avenge August by beating Twain. He would even get a special place in the Flash Museum. As it turns out, after being imprisoned on Iron Heights, August realized that what he had done as Godspeed was wrong. His violent campaign against heroes just because they couldn't do as well as he preferred was unnecessary, and resulted in more harm than good. Improving the justice system wasn't as simple as ruling out everyone who he views as incompetent. So unlike other people in Barry's rogues gallery, August was a man who sought out the greater good but just did not know a right way to achieve it. Regardless, good or bad, one thing remains the same. He is a god of speed.
You have 1 minute, Flash. After that, someone dies every 60 seconds.
Alright, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's settle this discussion once and for all. It's time for the fight portion of this video!
That Flash guy is terrorizing people. Figures. These heroes are all the same. Watch where you're going, idiot.
Why should I listen to somebody like you? Not my fault you're too slow.
You must be the Flash, right? Knew you were just as awful as your fellow heroes. I don't care if you're fast. I'm still gonna beat the crap out of you.
Flash, I'm nothing like him. You will pay for comparing the true god of speed to the Flash. He's gone. He's nothing.
We're not done yet.
You're still alive. That's fine. You'll be squashed soon anyway.
Watch where you're throwing things. Your fight is with me.
Why do you care?
I don't. You think just because you're more than one guy now that I can't beat the hell out of you? Think again.
Come on. Fight me. You can actually react to my speed.
I adapt. That is how I defeat powerful heroes like you. You will not stop the ultimate evil. Time, huh? Thanks for the tip. I understand your power. Now, your speed. It is not your own. You steal it from them all. And now, I will steal it from you.
You're sick, you know that? You're no god of speed, and you're not in the right for doing this. You know better, August.
I can finish the job. You can't. I am the god of speed. I am better than you. I am better. All I need to do to outlast you is run. Good fight.
It's not gonna start raining radioactive sludge, right? These two were ridiculously strong in their own rights and had plenty of reason to be feared within their verses. However, Godspeed ultimately was just too much for Garou. Firstly, Godspeed was obviously way faster. I mean, he's a DC speedster for Pete's sake, and he has consistently outsped Barry on multiple occasions. While Garou could move faster than light, August's speed was immeasurable. To be fair though, given Garou's reactive evolution and his ability to grow during battles to match his opponent's powers and abilities, there was a possibility of him catching August off guard, especially considering that time travel was an ability he just had on him. Even if Godspeed is comparable to characters who can contend with Superman, Garou's ability to directly target vital organs means he could bypass August's durability, no matter how tough he was. However, even if Garou landed a hit, August's control over his molecules meant that he could easily heal from any damage Garou dealt. Meanwhile, Garou didn't have a proper healing factor himself. That, on top of Godspeed's many other abilities such as duplication and kinetic energy stealing, meant that Garou would quickly get overwhelmed. Ugh, darn Speed Forcing versus debates. Garou was incredibly powerful. He isn't known as the human monster for no reason. However, Godspeed's far superior speed, strength, and powers meant that Garou lost cosmic understanding over this fight, and ultimately succumbed to the god of speed. The winner is Godspeed.